Yo, this is Soul 86 bringing you another video. And yes, as the title says, AEW Fight Forever has made me appreciate WWE 2K just a little bit more. I still have my gripes with WWE 2K. Every complaint that I've ever had about the game, it still stands, and nothing has changed in that department. Absolutely nothing has changed in that department. But seeing the game that we got that they released, I am a little disappointed, man. Now I know a lot of people like to say that, hey, this is an arcade game. They bring up arcade all the time. You can't compare this arcade game. Can't compare it arcade game. But before this game was coming out, everybody was talking about how, oh, including me. Oh, this is going to be better than 2K. It's going to be bubble. Now the gameplay is better. It's a more fun game to play. But everybody was talking about, it's competition, and it's going to help 2K step their game up. But then the minute that you compare the games, then you can't compare them when you're saying something like negative. Like I said before, and I've said it 1,000 times, AEW Fight Forever is a ton of fun. This game is amazing in that department. In that department, this game is fun. But everything else, it stops after that. You know what I mean? So I don't know I don't even know where to really start, man. But I just know that, I've been recently playing 2K, as you guys know. I've been uploading videos, and those videos are going to continue to come because, again, I've found my I almost found my love again for that franchise, because it's like, man, I'm getting the options that I don't have with AEW, and those options mean a lot. I actually like my Rise when I've never really been a fan of my Rise in the past. I actually dig my Rise this year. The community creations is something that I've always enjoyed in 2K, but I feel like I enjoy them more right now because of the creation suite and AEW Fight Forever. Like I've mentioned before, man, I don't mean to repeat too many things, but the game is bare bones, and I've grown to appreciate what we were getting from 2K, albeit sometimes it's half-assed, and I get it. Sometimes the stuff is half-assed in 2K. They'll add in a mode, but it's like they never push the envelope. They never go further, and that sucks when they do that. But again, man, it's the options. It's the options that I'm not used to not having options. And for a game to be the price that it was, I didn't know that we'd be this limited. People were saying early on, Road to Elite is going to be short because of you get the achievement of beating Road to Elite 10 times with 10 different characters. You get a trophy. I didn't necessarily think that it was going to be that short, though. I didn't think it was going to be that level, being that short. I just didn't think it would be short to that extent. But again, going back to people saying AEW Fight Forever is an arcade game, I'm willing to say that it has arcade elements. But just like Kenny Omega said in an interview on the Swerve City podcast before this game released, he said that you can definitely play this game as a straight up sim. And he's not lying. He's not wrong. When you look at the animations, if you look on the screen of this video, when you look at the animations to stuff, you can definitely see that this game has simulation aspects. You could definitely see that this game has simulation aspects to it. The animations look really good, in my opinion. The chain wrestling, all of it. And I wasn't even able to grab him. The chain wrestling, all of it just looks really good. And so it's like when people say that, okay, it's just an arcade game, it's almost a disservice to the quality that we get when you look at the moves being done and the way the moves are performed. Barbed wire death match, if you want to consider that an arcade element, okay, but they've had barbed wire death matches in real life in AEW. When you look at the lights out match and all the different weapons you can use, yes, it gets kind of over the top, but Darby Allin in real life will use his skateboard. He's literally rode his skateboard down the ramp and collided with somebody to do a move. He's done it multiple times. So again, what is really arcade about this game? Are we considering it arcade because it's fast paced? But I mean, when you look at SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, they never really classified that as an arcade game, but that has more arcade elements than AEW Fight Forever. You can jump off of buildings, you can jump off of helicopters, but when you look at wrestling throughout the years, anybody who's been watching wrestling as long as I have, we've seen some ridiculous stuff in wrestling before. So the stuff that you can do in AEW Fight Forever, like the stuff in the lights out match, with the weapons, the use of the weapons, there's a pizza box, there's a tire. We've seen stuff like this used in wrestling. If you've been watching wrestling as long as I have, trust me, we've seen crazy stuff before in wrestling. They've used food in fights before. They've used forklifts in fights before. Did we forget the Mankind and the Rock match? I mean, they've used milk trucks and all of this other type of stuff. You know, it's like we've seen the ridiculous. So how arcade is this game really? This is why I've always kind of pushed back on that. And I know even Kenny Omega said that this was an arcade game, but I pushed back on that narrative because of how well the game is animated and how well the game, how you do the moves and everything is very much sim when it comes to this game. Everything is very much simulation based. Again, I will be able to say like, okay, there's arcade elements to this. It's very much has arcade elements, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's an arcade game. And when you look at them right now, you look at Powerhouse and Ricky Starks, it looks like them. And it has Ricky Starks. He's a thinner guy. You got Powerhouse Hobbs. He has his body type. Yeah, it's a little like cartoonish, but everybody has like their body type. You know, they at least went that far enough in the detail to have the guys' body types, to have the guys' faces. Like nobody's face really looks that bad in this game. It looks like pretty much everybody. So it's like this game, to say it's an arcade game, when I played I played almost every wrestling game that you can think of. That was one of the big ones. Like I've played all of the WCW games. I've played all of the WWF games. I've played all of the, I played the TNA game. So it's like, I've seen arcade before. WrestleMania arcade game is an arcade game. Not only is it in the name, but that's an arcade game. That's an arcade game. But, you know, oh, and WWE All-Stars, that's arcade. That's an arcade game. But when you look at the way that you do moves in this game, like all of the stuff that you're seeing on screen looks legit. It looks like it's coming out of a sim game. Yes, the gameplay is a little bit faster, and it is a ton of fun. Don't get me wrong. I love this game speed. I wish 2K had this game speed. I do. I wish 2K moved like this. But, you know, when I guess I'm making this video because I just get sick of the narrative of like, oh, you can't compare these games because one is sim, one is arcade. Well, the one that people claim to be so arcade, it's nothing like WWE All-Stars. This suplex I'm about to do, he didn't jump out the ring like they would do in All-Stars. Remember WWE All-Stars? The way that it was like NBA Jam, but wrestling. That's arcade to me. NFL Street, NBA Street, NBA Jam, NBA Hang Time. You know, like I'm just listing off games that are arcade, what I consider arcade. Maybe I'm too old school and I forgot what arcade was, but to me, this isn't arcade. It has an arcade look to it if you look at like the cartoon bodies, but like again, everything that's done in this game is pretty much done in the vein of simulation, which is why Kenny Omega said if you want to play this game as a straight up simulation, you can. That's why Kenny Omega said that. Because when you look at this, you absolutely can play this like it's a sim. You absolutely can. So it's like, I don't really want to have people say like you can't compare them and, oh, don't think about 2K when you're playing this game. It's like, no. And it's like, it's not about really comparing them like one to one. It's more so of a comparison of options, really. It's a comparison of options. What can both games allow you to do? Now, I'm having fun playing this right now. It's been a couple days since I've played this game because I was getting bored of it. Like right now, this is simply a game that I want to say I could probably beat him with this, but this is a game that like I'll pick up and turn on for a couple matches and that's it. But that's not what I was expecting when I spent $70 for it. And that's where people need to understand where the comparisons are coming from when they talk about 2K. Forget about the people who are saying that this game looks like a PS3 and PS2 game. Forget that. I'm not in that realm. A lot of people like myself, we're comparing this game to, okay, what can I do outside of Road to Elite? How good is Road to Elite? Because Road to Elite to me was a failure. It's nothing like what I thought it was going to be, because I knew that Road to Elite was the only mode that this game had. Now, I was very unaware that the match types would be as bare bones as they are. But when I knew that they had Road to Elite, I was like, okay, well, at least we have a story mode. And when you hear, oh, it's made by the same people who made the THQ games, when you hear this, you're going to think highly of the mode before it comes out, because you're going to think that you're getting something like a season mode in SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. You're going to think ahead of time that, ooh, I'm going to get something that reminds me of Road to WrestleMania for the people like myself who like Road to WrestleMania. But that's not what we got. That's not what we got with that mode. And so it really comes down to this. What THQ and Kenny Omega wanted for this game is not really what a lot of people wanted outside of gameplay. Gameplay, I feel like they nailed it. They nailed this game. If I'm being honest, I can nitpick on the pin system and the submission system. I can nitpick on how quick the matches can go, but gameplay wise, I can give this game a 10 out of 10. Gameplay wise, I can forgive the things that I've mentioned. But what I can't forgive is the lack of content, the lack of match types, the lack of a create your own show. You don't have to give us a My GM yet. You don't have to give us a universe mode, because this game is supposed to be built upon. You can give us that stuff later. You don't have to give us those type of modes yet. That could be something that comes in a year or so. But you can't give us a build your own show, make your own card, and have it be like, you know, the audience will base, you'll get like what people felt about your show. You'll get match ratings and how good was this card, and it can track how well your other shows have been. You couldn't give us something like that? I can have fun with that all day. If they had create a show or create a pay-per-view, I would not be bored of this game already, because I would be putting together shows right now. So that's why I say it made me appreciate 2K. It didn't make me forgive 2K for everything that 2K does wrong, because 2K does a lot wrong. 2K does a lot wrong. And this game had an opportunity to get so much right. Now, they nailed gameplay. They nailed gameplay. But it's everything else, you know, it's hard to not feel gypped. When you're a solo player and you don't play online, it's hard to not feel gypped. Yeah, they're adding Stadium Stampede. Okay. That's awesome. But if that's only going to be online, then what's there left for the solo player still? How long are we going to have to wait for a mode for us to get our hands on? That's all I'm saying. And I know I've made about like 3 of these videos so far, but this was on my mind today, man. I was thinking about this on the way home from work, and I was like, you know what, let me make a video about this and just get my thoughts out, because that's why you guys have been seeing so much of the 2K content on my channel, because I was supposed to be putting up content for AEW Fight Forever. But it's hard when I'm bored. It's just going to be exhibition matches. I would love to show you guys shows that I create. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. But that's not something that I can do right now because of the way the game is built. It's not something that I can do. I mean, I love the sound effects to this game. And again, I love the graphics. Call me crazy because I know a lot of people nitpick the graphics. I love these graphics. I love the way this game looks, man. Again, there's just certain things that I wish were done better. Again, what Kenny Omega and THQ had in mind for the fans, I think it's that was funny. What they had in mind for the fans is different from what the fans actually wanted. It's very different from what the fans had in mind, man. Whoa. You know what? Let me just end this. I was about to do the elbow drop, but yeah, man. It's like they really made a game that could be played sim. He got right back up from that. They made a game that can be played like a sim, but it has the content of an arcade game, if that makes sense. And I feel like that's why they were able to say, hey, this is an arcade game. I feel like it was almost like it feels almost like it was a cop-out. Hey, this game is going to be kind of bare bones because, it's an arcade game. And we'll build onto it. I don't know, man. I just don't consider it an arcade game. And I say that in this video because of how people say you can't compare the two. I think that you can compare the two. There's aspects of this game that are better than 2K, but again, the reason why this game makes me appreciate 2K more is just the options that I got in that game. And I don't expect AEW to have the same options, but I expected more. I expected something. I expected something to go back to. That's all. But that's why I made this video. Again, I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. I don't hate this game. Do I feel gypped from this game? Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel gypped. The money I spent, I feel gypped. But in no way, shape, or form do I have a hatred for this game. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. And the game is a lot of fun. So they definitely have something going, and we just have to now wait and see if they're going to add something for the solo players, for the people who play offline, for the people who want to get into stuff that's similar to a MyGM or a Universe mode with their wrestling games. That's where I think Kenny Omega and the team missed the mark, because it's cool to go back. Nostalgia is awesome, but to go so far back with nostalgia to miss the important things that fans have gotten accustomed to. Remember, Here Comes the Pain can be looked at as an arcade game, but when you look at everything that you could do in Here Comes the Pain, you can't really make too many excuses for why this doesn't have anything in it. Like, even if it's their first game, right? Even if it's AEW's first game, with everything that they already have in this game now, you can't tell me why there's a reason there's only 3 match types to choose from in one-on-one. There's only 2-on-2. There's only 3-way match, but yet you can do some of these matches in Road to Elite. That's why there's no excuse for it. In Road to Elite, they have 4-way lights out matches. You have handicap matches, all that type of stuff. You can do it in Road to Elite, but you can't pick it here. You can't pick it here. Now, I'm not going to keep making videos to bash this game, because that's not what I'm doing. I'm not bashing AEW Fight Forever. I'm passionate because I love wrestling games. Wrestling games since I was a kid has been like my favorite, because I love wrestling. I love wrestling. Me and my friends, we love wrestling. Me and ODC, that's me. We connected first off of wrestling. That's when me and ODC first really started to get to know each other, was based off of wrestling. I love wrestling, man. So I take it, I'm passionate about it. I was about to say I take it seriously. I'm passionate about it. I'm not upset. I'm not making this video to be upset. I'm not, because I'm not mad at all. But it's, you know, it is what it is. You know, we hear about the Stadium Stampede, which sounds cool, but is it only going to be online? I don't play online. So, I mean, I'll try it because it looks cool, but it's not something I'm going to keep going back to. I just want to know when and if AEW is going to add something for the offline guys. Because the gameplay wise, this game is fantastic. They got to clean some stuff up. But gameplay wise, this game is fantastic. I can't sing its praises any higher. I'm running out of things to say. I'm running out of things to say good about the gameplay, because the gameplay is top notch. It's phenomenal. But, you know, it is what it is. Now, it's not like I'm never going to play this on this channel again. You might see videos of it pop up here and there. Playing this just now, I'm actually trying to get to 100 wins, but playing this just now, it feels good. When you stay away from the game and then you pop it in, it feels good. That's what she said. But I don't know. I just need that one mode. You know what I mean? I just need that one game mode that keeps me coming back. That's all. Like, if I could create my shows, I hope other people start talking about this more. So the guys at THQ and Kenny Omega can just take notes. Like, okay, just give us and make it cool. Like, don't just give us something where it's create your own like card. Like, give some meat to it too. Like I said, like, let it be something where your shows are ranked by how many viewers you got and the audience score and how many 5-star matches you got. Like, have it be based off of that. I think doing that, man, you'll have a fantastic game on your hands. You will have a fantastic game on your. If we would have got that from the get-go, along with Road to Elite, man, I would be happy. But I can't just sit and play exhibition games, man. Or exhibition matches. I can't just do that. At least with 2K right now, I'm doing multiple things. I'm uploading classic, style matches for you guys with 2K, but I'm also playing My Rise. I'm dabbling back into my universe mode that I built. I'm just continuing it. I'm dabbling in all of that stuff. I'm dabbling in all the options that I have with 2K. But it is what it is, man. I've talked long enough, man. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from with this video. I hope you don't take this video like to heart and get upset, because look, AEW Fight Forever is a very fun game, right? But I just don't like it being considered an arcade when you come to the whole like, oh, don't compare it to 2K. Don't compare it to 2K. It's like, but this was supposed to be the alternative to 2K. This is supposed to make 2K better. That's just what I kept hearing. And that's what I even kept saying myself. So if it's meant to do those things, then I think that it is fair to compare both of them. They can both be different, but be compared at the same time. It's AEW and WWE. Both companies get compared to all the time. So why can't we compare their games? So it is what it is, man. Let me know what you guys feel in the comment section, man. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you disagree, if you agree, if you're in the middle, whatever. But like, comment, subscribe. More videos on the way. Like, I put up a post. Saturday is going to be 3 videos. Saturday night's main event. I'm going to do them all in one day. I was going to do them in separate days, but they're already recorded. I'm going to put them all up Saturday, kind of periodically throughout the day. It won't be all at the same time. But yeah, be there for that. And yeah, man, this is Soul Drum 86. And I'm out. Peace.